So there's a common question I've been asked lately. What's next? And maybe it's not along the lines of what's next, but it can also be something like, what do you plan to do with said title? How is said title going? Is said title gonna be released anytime soon? Well, I have a few updates that might put you guys at ease, or at least make some things clear. Let's start with the offline games. Now, most of you know that I have already released some offline titles: Space Defender, Haunted Party, Skateboarder Pro, Jump Sprint, among others. And you've probably noticed that updates for these games has significantly declined, and I'd like to explain why. Most of these games, when they were coded, used audio game engines, and they are still using these engines. The issue is that since they are still using audio game engines, they require a huge rewrite, because the issue is the audio game engine is the most part of that source, which means I'll have to rip the audio game engine from the game, but that also causes the game to be really unstable, thus needing me to rewrite it from scratch. Now, since some of these games have so many mechanics, or have been through so many versions, I need to add things slowly, and I need to figure out the infrastructure I'm going to use for each game. Scribe is using one of the infrastructures I'm practicing. Scribe does not use any audio game engines. In fact, it just uses Pygame, and that's what I plan to do with the rest of my other games. Most audio game engines that you might remember, such as Canary, which is mine, it was private, Framework, and Lucia, all used Pygame as their underlying engine. Now, Pygame on its own is what I've been using for quite a while. The Skateboarder Pro rewrite that I made recently was just Pygame, like I said. And those were one of the games that were the simplest to rewrite because there was not a whole lot going on. However, games like Jump Sprint and Space Defender, they're gonna take a while, because they were heavily involved in the audio game engine environment. So it's just the process of rewriting it. And in these rewrites, it's also about trying to fix features that did not make any sense, or maybe even adding more features or mechanics, or perhaps changing the game altogether to be a brand new concept. So as you can see, most of this involves rewriting, and I plan to do this in my spare time, because as a college student, you're sort of limited in what you can do at a certain time. Now next, online. I'm sure everyone's been waiting for this, so we'll save the best for the last. Golden Crayon. A lot of people have been asking me about when it's going to come out, what's going on, the reason I'm not accepting any more beta testers, etc, etc. A few weeks ago, there was a situation that broke out. An individual obtained the game and was attempting to create an account and log into it. The game already had, and still has, an account creation blocking system. When this system is enabled, a person cannot create an account and log in successfully, but will be presented with a message that says account creation is not allowed at this time. Unfortunately, and this was my fault, the account creation blocking system was off, meaning that you could create an account with no issues. And since this was the only system in place, all you had to do was create an account and you'd be allowed access to the game. Now this was an immediate issue, because once this player had figured out that they were able to get access to the game, other individuals started to obtain this client. So I had to quickly assemble a whitelist system. This whitelist system makes it so that anyone who is not on the whitelist is insta-banned. This is especially useful when the account creation blocking system is disabled, thus preventing people from getting past the system. This means that anyone who tries to create an account with the game unreleased and is not on the whitelist will be banned. This ban will carry over to the public release, meaning that you will not be able to play even in the public release. So what's going on in Golden Crayon? Well, I can't say a whole lot, but I can definitely say that we're making progress. Golden Crayon has come a long way for the past year or so, and even though it might not seem like it, we have made great strides. I can't say a whole lot, but I can definitely say that Golden Crayon this year was definitely not Golden Crayon last year. and I'm very excited for you guys to see what it'll look like when it is released. So hang in there. I have not necessarily stopped working on anything. I just need to get my motivation back up. Now, of course, I cannot provide any release dates, because then people will expect me to release it on that date, or close to that date. All I can say is that we are getting extremely close, and I'm glad that you guys have been patient. To those who are excited to play the game, I'm just as excited to see you back, because I know that the game meant a lot to some of you, despite the toxic events that went on. So, with that being said, this concludes the update. Thank you for listening, and see you in the next one.